So we're going to cast some little rubber door bumpers that mounted on little screws, screw-like things, binding screws. Um, and I'm showing it kind of in reverse order from the finished product to making the molds. Everything's backwards. So there's kind of the finished four of them. First, I just made a single one. We'll show that later to just see if it'd work. Um, this is unmolding it, seeing how they turned out. They turned out okay. The filling grooves I put between the little rubber parts need to be deeper. That took a lot of effort and trapped air. Um, but other than that, it worked out okay. This is just showing the finished, or that's actually when they're getting ready to go in. That's cutting the grooves between the castings for the rubber to flow and push the air out, and those needed to be deeper. Um, so those are the cavities that'll get filled by the rubber, decking off the top of it. And this first part is where I'm trying to use an engraving bit to cut it, and it didn't work out well. After that, I used the round ball nose. And that's a ball nose to make the round indent, and that was the straight end mill to make the square parts. This is starting after I was happy with that first one. I made all the other ones. So this was the original one, the original test pieces. And they turned out good. And that's the purpose of it, is to put on the bottom of the door on an airplane to keep it from hitting the paint, or from the latches hitting the paint. So this was the first test one coming out. It turned out good. I was happy with that for first try. But making them one at a time and waiting hours to demold them that's why I made more once I knew it was going to work. It's just a very simple mold out of some scrap aluminum I had. That was just where I marked the time for when I poured the first one. And here we wait. We filled the first one. Made a mess. The next time I added the bent out the side instead of on top. This is mixing the rubber 1-to-1, and then pour it in another cup and mix it, and then pour it in the syringe and push it in. That's from specialtyresinandcasting.com or something. Or there's Alumilite and Smooth On and whoever. But I have a bunch of gallons of rubber from them and plastics. And I just cut the fill hole with a taper reamer to fit the front of those little syringes. And there I've cut little grooves in the top of the screw that's encapsulated in the rubber to keep it from spinning when I go to remove it, unscrew the screw. That's it, without the little cuts in it. And it was sat too low in the mold, so I had to add a little washer under the heads on the final one to make sure it didn't hit the other side of the mold and there was plenty of rubber. This was just kind of making the original test one. Like I said, we're going from back to front on, or the oldest to newest, or newest to oldest on the pictures here. But it was just to give you a quick example of what it takes to make a little rubber part. I've done other ways of making molds of the silicone rubber or this urethane rubber. I just have a lot of aluminum around, so figured I'd give this a try. Because a lot of times you can use the silicone to make a mold out of an existing part if you want to copy a part. You just pour the silicone around your existing part and then cut it out and then refill that to copy things. But this is just a simple little mold, nothing fancy, didn't need to be. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.